Hey folks, this is Kirk Junge from LearningGolf.tv. Today we're looking at the swing of Jordan Spieth on the left, and that's me on the right with the green lines on me. Jordan has the blue lines. I'm all about minimizing motion and trying to set up closer to where I'll be at impact, and I found this greatly helps people hit great golf shots in a much simpler manner. I like to keep it as minimal as possible, and so I should be set up closer to where I'll be at impact than Jordan is. I'm a big fan of Jordan's, and I love what he does, and his golf swing, I think, is a little bit unusual compared to other tour players, but I really like it because there is, I think, a little bit less going on. But what I'm going to show you is the changes that are taking place, and you can decide which swing would be easier for you to copy and which swing should you be copying. I'm like 52 years old now, and Jordan's 22. So if we put some lines on the left side of his legs and showing his tilt at setup with the shoulders and center of his body and his head, then we'll put it in motion. And what we want to do is see what he is looking like at impact compared to these lines. So we're going to go to the top, nice backswing, keeping his head in position, and I'm just going to go up to the top. See how his head stayed in position, and he's moving forward. He comes forward a little bit with his head, but I just want you to notice what I'd be looking at here is simply the positioning of his body here. You see his shoulders now have a lot more tilt to them than they did at setup, and so his body is tilted quite a bit away from the target now compared to where he set up. And for those of you out there that can't move like a 22-year-old like me, this is going to have a wide variety of effects on the golf club. Most likely it's going to open the club face, setting up with the shoulders fairly level and then adding this tilt. Also notice his legs. His hips are very open, which is something you try to do in any good golf swing. But as you get older, I think this is something that becomes very, very difficult to do. So looking at my swing on the right, same lines. You see I'm tilted more away from the target at setup. And again, on my website at learninggolf.tv, I teach you to find what's going to fit for you the best as far as your flexibility will determine how you set up. And I also take you step by step how to hold the club so the club face will return automatically square at impact. So you can see I stayed and maintained my tilt, my head's in position, and coming into the ball. Notice how my tilt is pretty much, I think it's pretty close to the same. I'm going to draw the same red lines. If I'm looking at the shoulders there, you can see it drop down slightly, my head's slightly lower, but you can see I have virtually an identical tilt, and that's one of my goals is to pretty much match that. Besides, if you've watched some of my down the line videos comparing with Jason Day and Rory McIlroy, which I've put in recently, you'll see that my club is on the same plane, set up, top of backswing and impact, which makes for a much simpler to repeat golf swing. So if you look here, you tell me, you can put a comment in the box below, and please like and share this video. But tell me which one looks easier. Which do you think is easier to repeat? There's nothing that limits your speed here. Obviously, you can see I'm turning back, turning through, finish. It's just a question of how fast you move as far as distance. But more importantly, what happens is you learn to hit the ball square in the middle of the face with the club face square and a good path. So you're obviously going to get more distance than you would not hitting it square or hitting the ball, with an open club face, as most people are doing. So nice extension. So you can see those are the two swings. I think my swing's the easiest swing that you could ever learn, but check it out. My website, learninggolf.tv. I have yearly memberships that cost you on average less than $5 a month, and for that you can even send in golf swings for my review. I'll compare them and tell you what changes you need to make, and there's a 14-day free trial, and it's guaranteed to help you improve your game.